Okay guys, so today in this video we're going to be installing some subs and amp and be hooking it all up in this 2011 Mazda 3S.
Yep.
We're going to get started here. We got a kicker amplifier, we got a kicker subwoofer, and we got this kit right here. So hopefully we have all that we need and we can get this done today and we can hear some amazing bass. So we're gonna get started. Certified power, baby. Nice amplifier. It seems really good quality.
Oh, some brackets.
Got the brackets that come with it. Comes with some screws and a manual. That's good. Read your manual. Don't think you know everything. Just read your manual in case, because it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna read that here in a minute. As soon as we go to hook it up. We'll do this. You want to do this while I cut that open? Ooh, that's
It's got stitching. That is awesome.
This matches.
Yeah, we'll leave all product links in the description if you want to buy this exact setup.
It's pretty nice.
Yes, that's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. I like the emblem being on there.
Honestly, it's not that expensive either.
Yeah. So how much was this?
145.
145. That's a pretty good deal.
There we go. Oh, damn.
That
looks
beautiful.
really
Let's set
nice.
this thing up. Let me get this out of here.
Here, let me put that in there.
Anything else in there? There's some brackets and screws. We'll get those out.
Damn.
Wow. This thing is amazing.
That's pretty.
That's gonna look really nice. It almost matches perfectly. Just a little darker. But this thing should boom. Is this a 12-inch?
This is a 10.
10, okay. That should be plenty for this car. This car already has a good amount of bass for being stock. This thing is
21 inches?
about 21 inches, so
21
not too big, not too small. So you want to disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. You don't want to fry anything.
Set it up here.
Yeah.
So this is how it's going to be set up in the car once it's actually finished.
Yeah. It's going to look really clean.
I mean, this isn't going to be here. It's probably going to be up there somewhere.
Yeah, we might put it under a seat or any free space that we have, even if it had to be next to it. If that cable will reach to the front of the car.
Oh yeah,
it probably would. This looks like the kit I got.
That's a damn fine cable. We got our ground wire here too. We got our
speaker wire. That's
speaker wire here.
Those plug into the amp, to the radio, I think.
So this is our speaker wire. Amplifier to radio. Keep in mind, I do have an aftermarket radio in this, a 2550 Pioneer Nex. It's Bluetooth. I also have a cord hooked into it for my phone. Ran it through my center console here underneath the cup holder and whatnot.
It was a pretty nice radio. We'll also link that in the description for you if you ever want to get this.
The dash kit I bought, I had to modify because there was a bar that went right through here. And also this isn't screwed in, like I can just push it around.
Yeah.
I could just pull this out, but it's really clean.
It is clean. It does look clean. It just moves a little bit, which he could build some mounts for it.
I can build a mount.
I think you probably will in the future.
I will.
All right, let's get back to the back.
That is very pretty.
Very nice amplifier. Okay.
Ooh, we can adjust it. Here, let's see what we got. So we got gain, X over, and bass, remote bass, and all of our inputs, outputs. We can do low and high. Got our power. In the back, we have our speaker wire. Some Phillips head and flathead screwdrivers.
Screws.
Yep. So in order for us to run the power wire through the firewall, we're gonna have to take off this little thing right here. I don't know if you can see it. There's one little clip. You push in and it comes down. You get in here. And then there's another one on the other side. And it just comes right out. Damn, I need to clean that.
Okay, so we got the inline fuse up here at the battery, and we got the wire ran down to the firewall.
We had to go through a little foam piece right here that goes right through.
And we stuck it through just a little bit, grabbed some pliers from inside.
Baby,
So that's where it came in from the inside, or to the inside, down at the firewall. So we're gonna run that all the way to the back, hopefully hide it as best as possible. Hopefully we have plenty of room. I think there's plenty of wire there, so that's what we're gonna do now and get that set up.
How we did this is we put it right behind this little plastic piece here, and we're gonna just push it up under here.
We're gonna make this thing look OEM.
This plastic is pretty easy to pull up.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta run it behind the seatbelt.
Oh. Run it behind the seat belts, because there we go.
Putting it in the plastic.
Here it is, tucked up at the front. You can't even see it. OEM quality.
So there is one downside to doing this. If you really want to go through the time, you could run it under the seat, but I'm just gonna pack it into the seat.
Make sure to run it around or behind the seat belt as well on this one.
Once you get around the seat belt, you have lots of room.
Yeah, there's all kinds. None of this gets seen. So.
And then you can pack it underneath this.
Are we running over here on this side or this side?
I think I'm gonna run it over there.
Yeah.
I can.
We got plenty of it.
And right here, you can run it underneath here.
Yeah.
Nice little things. Sweet.
You can use zip ties and stuff too, and tie it to anything you need to.
No, okay. Just run it underneath it.
We're gonna actually temporarily set it up just to make sure everything works, and then we're gonna find a permanent spot to mount the amp. So we're gonna test it up here on the platform when we put it back in.
Grab my tool.
So we're putting back the plastic under the glove box, so don't forget to do that as well. Obviously, you probably won't, but you never know with people.
And you can also run the wire right behind it or right above it, so it's more out of the way, so nobody kicks it.
Okay, we're going to be installing the wires that go to the radio behind the radio. So we're going to figure out where we're going to wire this to. Probably the same route we did the last wire all the way back, but we're going to think about it.
So, as I said earlier that I could just pull this out, I was not kidding. Just a little clips there, that's out. We have our radio. This is a really good job that we did, me and my brother, wiring this up. We actually used those heat things and put them together.
Shrinks.
Yeah, heat shrinks. Here's my wire that leads to my center console, and here's the HD antenna.
And which ones do we have to put these in? We got to read the manual, I think, now.
Here's our old wiring harness. We just kind of left it in there. We cut it pretty short. Just kind of tucked it back there, right out of our way. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna run it right down here. There's a little hole underneath the glove box. Space. All right, so now we got it. Run through there. Just gonna pull it all.
And we'll just use the same route as the other wire.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put this back in here for right now. We can just leave this open for now, for when we're actually done. We can run it on top of that little plastic piece, or we can fold it behind the carpet. I think I'm gonna run it behind the carpet, and then we can easily do this. Just keep going. Right there, and there you go. You got it.
After all is said and done, we'll go back and make everything look completely perfect. But we're just going to test it first to make sure everything will work right. And then we'll go back and mount everything with the mounts.
Because if it doesn't work, we don't want to have to go through the hassle of pulling this back out.
Yep.
It's neatly packed.
So now we're gonna put our platform back up.
Do you want to put our thing back in here?
What? Platform?
Our spare tire?
No, let's just see if it works first.
Okay. So, in this car, we do have a Bose sub in the back. We do have a spare tire. I just don't feel like.
Yeah, we're gonna install everything back later. We're just gonna see if it works.
Just so I don't break this wire or something. Move that out of our way.
I'll hold these up.
All right, you
slide
ready?
that thing in. Yep. We're gonna hook up the amplifier and then we'll wire the sub to the amp after we get all that done.
So we have our speakers here. We have our ground, REM, and 12 volt, which is the red one. The 12 volt is our red one.
I think REM means remote, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so our manual says that this one is our power. So it goes into this third one right here. And it says 12 volts. Okay, so he's down there sanding the ground, the paint, where the ground meets, because we want perfect connection, and paint can cause connection issues. So that's what he's doing, and then we'll wire it back up to the amplifier. Okay, so the ground wire, it says it goes here, and we got it hooked up, and that just runs down to a bolt under this part. And we grounded, or we sanded the ground area, so it'll have a really good connection, and our screws are tightened. So now we're gonna plug these in the back of the radio and see where we gotta figure out exactly which way these go. Okay, our manual states that this is positive right here, and this one's negative. So our clear one, our clear wire right here is going to be our positive, and our black wire is our negative. So all you got to do after this is wire this to the subwoofer, which we're about to bring out, and then the clear one will go to the positive on the subwoofer, and the black one will go negative on the subwoofer. Is that all you do is push it down?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Mm-hmm. I thought those were screw ones. So on this subwoofer, all you gotta do is push it down for it to hold the wire. Or plug it up at the battery, then put the battery back up, or plug the battery. So we
gotta plug the battery back in.
We gotta plug the battery back in and hook this up first, and then put the battery in. And then we're gonna test this thing out, hopefully, if everything works right. Should. Okay, so we're hooking up our power wire to right here on the battery, and he's gonna screw that back on. We're gonna tighten it, and then we can put the battery, I don't know why I keep saying put, we can plug the battery back up.
Yeah.
And
okay, I just gotta tighten it, but I want to put it back on.
I'll put it back on first. Okay, this is what we're looking like up here. I put some wire loom around this, and we're gonna route it up nicely. We're still in the testing phases, but we're about to start hooking it up. This is what our battery looks like. We attach the power wire right here, and again, we're gonna mount this somewhere. And we had to wire our remote wire, which is this blue wire, and connected it to the blue and white wire on the harness.
Blue and white.
This thing is an aftermarket radio and harness, so I don't know if this is going to apply to many other people.
It's not gonna. It's only really gonna apply to this car. Besides this radio, it's the blue and white wire.
Yeah, and we spliced all three into the blue one, and this blue one runs all the way to the back of the amp where it says REM remote, and it says right here on the manual remote. So that's what that was. It took us a while to figure it out, but
so there is one thing with this car, the 2011 Mazda 3S. There is a subwoofer in the back of the car, right where the spare tire is. I actually connected that and the other one, so now I have two subs in my car basically. So now I'm just gonna run this wire all the way back. Remember, we put it down through this little cubby here.
yeah, we're gonna wire it with the rest of the wires that we've previously shown. That's pretty much what we got to do next, and then we're gonna clean up, put the foundation back on all our tools, and then we're gonna place the sub and the amp where we want it. All right, we got the kicker sub and the kicker amp hooked up back here. We're gonna get some mounts and stuff for them, but we're gonna go on a quick test drive here in a few minutes and test this thing out. I hope it sounds really good.